wasn't 100% corrupt. But the very few little corruption things I was involved in was able to spoil all the apples in the bunch. That one little bad apple.
Look, you have dark, good and have evil.
Because there's a different generation, there's a different kind of steel teeth generation.
I saw a lot of things at, I would say, trauma.
In the heat of the moment, the adrenaline, I had so much things, I had so much to lose at that time.
Time to change, man. Time to turn around. Time to turn around.
Around the place, people know me as Gaza, don't know. But otherwise, straight forward from the father, Shackles is my name. And even so to representing music and stuff. I come along, and you don't know that straight from out of the ghettos, representing and hustling out in these streets. And it's all about my survival and things like that. Which and true, good or bad, a man had to make it happen. And a man had to be like strong out there, so you can't be nobody that people can push around or anything like that. You had to build yourself to be like a warrior out here, so and be able to put up a fight, got a certain amount of resistance. So here it is now that whether it look good or bad to some people, we had to be tough out here and be real, what people will call like bad boys or rude boys. And it's just really and truly, for some people it might have been following or trying to look like this and that. For other people, is, you know, I can't represent for everybody, but for me, it was like a kind of defense mechanism to always got like make one back. You know what I mean? But I still really get to know of the Father, right? The Almighty God. And that will come a little bit later. So as for right now, you know, as a youngster coming up and all the peer pressure and everything, and everybody trying to be somebody out there, and you're trying to be like up in the ranks, cause levels for this and all that kind of thing. We had to make certain things happen. Whether a man had to get real ignorant and go and do certain bad boy stunts out in the street and get himself known and represent out there and get name calling and thing. In a way, not in a way, completely, as a mature person, is a big setup for me. But as coming up through the times, you can't see that folly. You can't see the fact that you would do anything for this name. You would do anything to be in this glitter and this glow, this fad. Right? And in a righteousness, because the Almighty done curse all them things. As for when we do read and when we do look into the truth, all them things done curse and all them things done for a time. And all them is dudes really and truly lost way, man. So the bad boy thing turned out to be like a short madness out in the street. So my turnaround come through maturing. It just come natural. I started to get fed up with things that, you know, it was, them is a bad morning, but really and truly them ain't rooted in God and them ain't good either. So I had to look into that level of maturity. And in that happening, you know, I had to see that above myself, we got the himself, which is God, to look up to and to acknowledge by every word. And that is where my change came, because I would say that I always knew the words of God, but God was not always in me. I always knew certain words of God. So some people have said I know, but sometimes you know saying, but you don't be like, you know, a part of it. All we could still we know Tracy, but we can't, everybody still can't say that them is a part of Tracy. So it's like, for example, so you come to a time that you know saying, but you still immature enough with it to actually be acknowledgement of it, to abide by it. So for me, I give thanks to the Father that my life, you know, reached to that extent where I could say that, you know, I overcome certain things and it happened naturally, you know. Involve myself with people that, so to speak, quench the thirst of demons I was not bad on them, but that was at first. I was not bad on them, but through maturity, I even end up in the same group him just to speak against and boast of my God. When I started to dwell more with the word, right? When I started more to dwell with the word, the Father, people thought it was crazy for them to start even listening to me because I ain't a cool rolling with some very dangerous people. These ain't even like my own people that I know about being that like, that's normal people. These people with very bad reputations. But at the same time, I won't get any further into speech because they are also very good people. So ain't everything about them that they got change in corruption. They just got certain things that they got change. And these very few things that them will got change, I was trying to help them with would have been major. Let me tell you. And at this time I'm speaking, and for some, at this time, in this same grouping, it's too late for them. And things that I was telling them about. Up to now, my actual words didn't drop to the ground. But I come through a life living among people that I don't know. Father always placed me around the rebel kind. And I myself was always the rebel kind. But with positivity to it, for me, I always look at it in my eyes. I always look at it as something to help back me up, represent me. You can't come and try me so, just so, you know. It's a whole defense mechanism. That's for me. But other people would have had a different perspective on why them is about. Because some people is pick up this bad boy business just to follow a pattern. And they know being that the bottom of the pit is where you get the biggest crown in the ghetto, right? A lot of people is trying to do worse than the other. So if he do bad, another man will say, oh yeah, why can't he do worse? So that he would get the bigger crown because in the ghetto, that's the way thing. Even among the daughters, it's so too. So a man had to come to the maturity and the realization and realize that these things is madnesses. And try to even so now help the incoming youngsters that come to pick it up because I drop it, but it just find a place to stay. So it gonna find a place to stay in the young people. So now I taking up my broom and I sweeping up the mess that I made. And I also sweeping up around the youths that they could see, they could appreciate a clean heart rather than picking up that of a corrupt heart and glorifying it in the ghetto because the Father always in the presence and He's the creator. And believe it or not, it don't look like that because you don't see with your naked eye, but the unseen have made everything that we see. And in this respect, we don't want to bring shame and disgrace onto this Father because He created me and we look at ourselves and think we're in perfect, fine order. And he built me to last and that we could obey His word and not to be trapped in sin and doing crap. So upon that knowledge, no, I myself know Father's still working on me every day. But I of myself know trying to be a better person in the presence of my God, even more than for myself. Because my God hold the righteousness that not even I could hold, and even for back then. And I didn't see a lot, but it's a lot of major stuff that I have been involved in that you don't know a bit over the edge. At least I never really went and do the real. I never really embarrassed nor shame because when it comes to baggery and a lot of that lesbian thing and thing, I never really involved myself in anything. Then it's things that are the major for me. But, you know, otherwise, I didn't mind being a bit of a criminal to a limit. But to tell the truth, it wasn't really 100% me either. It is just I was like patronizing the people that I constantly was involved in. And if once the Father like He separate me and isolate me from these people, these things wasn't in me no longer. They wasn't at heart for me. These was just things that follow along. And then when these other people come along, it was quite the same. But they were even more major, so to speak, in all the movements. And I give thanks to the Father that right now these people out of my side, out of my life, out of this country right now and all that. And that I could continue the jobs. As a father, I got 3 sons, and I love them very much. And for me to get caught up in certain things that playing that I carried out to the fullness of that is only a sad end and a disgraceful end in the presence of even my children. You know what I mean? So I had to be sensible about it. And in this earth, common sense can be my heaven in this earth. And I learned that I gonna look out for what's right. And not only for my children, but for other people's children out here. And if I get a chance to send a message here, let be that positivity. Because all them other things is very unnecessary. And you will want to live a life doing what's necessary out here. Trust me. You want to live a life out here that you're doing what's factual and what's necessary. You don't want to be nothing else. So we be positive and do so and praise the Almighty God, because all glory is His at the beginning and the ending of the day, and that we could continue to bless up one another, and even so we serve. I was 47 now, right? Yeah. Probably look a bit older, but nevertheless, my thing happened to me within a 10-year range. I was that hardened in my heart up to the time of 37, 38. Deeply linking certain people up to early this year, January. These people left this island, and that the last thing they linked this year. But no, like we still work together a bit, but not on them other scenes. Not on them other scenes. I got control over this, right? So it's time for me to be working on some positive things. They're helping me with some videos and a little music thing there, a little bit. And I give thanks for that. And that's what we're working with. That's what we're looking for to continue. Nothing else. Absolutely nothing else. So if they should decide to return here and stuff like that, even so, I will link, but not on that previous, all that is over. So it's me just trying to forward my music. We're dealing with the art. Got a bit of a garden shop, dealing with plants. There's a lot of things out here to do, a lot of positive things to do. You can't come and shorten your life and shorten your road with these negative vibes, because it look like everybody doing it. And we get this vibe all the time that look like all it is to it. When you really start to mature, that ain't even half. That's not the whole story. Ending up in badness is a foolish thing. And we got to start applauding the people now that promoting it, because these people do not have your best interests at heart. None of our best interests at heart. These people are promoting that badness thing right now is for fools, right? People that a man want to he gun and kill another man, he'll check it. It over saying real petty. And he holding so much power back, and he petty, so he gotta get his money right. Don't care where he holding, he gotta get his money right. So this is the kind of things that I mature over, that I could have been, right? That I could have actually been, because like all that was in my, all that was me in my world, right? But Father, speak to his, and Father looking for his to come true. And I would say he spoke to me that I may be able to speak to others one day. And as far as I'm concerned, yeah, I appreciate the fact that, he met them turnarounds and I still ain't involved. Right now, some people calling me soft, brother, for giving up a lot of things. At first, I didn't even want people to know that I give up, because people will want to know what really going on with me. Like, I give up on certain things and buy everything from me. But I had to let them know, well, them things ain't met me. Them things ain't met me. My God is the only thing that met me. My God is the only one that met me. Them things gone from me, I can still live, right? I don't need to have these things. And furthermore, the weapons of this warfare is not carnal. Not carnal. So I tell them want to know, don't bring the players to butter the bread. It is a totally useless item that you take up to butter the bread. You take up a players to battle the boy is absolutely nuts. So in this fight, the weapons in this warfare are not carnal. So I let her take back all the want take back from me, take back everything. Cause them things ain't met me. Let me make that part very clear. I wanna know what level they on. So when the hustle started, when they started really started hustle and hustle and hustle, it was some very, very out of line things that I shouldn't even involve myself in because as a man got children up there. I started to feel it in my heart. Father knew how to get to his people. And he reached me in my heart. And he hold me in counsel and conversation. And just what he telling one is what he telling me. And I start to come around slowly but surely. And all you know, he's still working on me. And I could say I come a long way. And it haven't been a long time. But I could say I have come a long way. And even before in times when I was more or less like just silently involved in things, I still had a conscience. I wasn't 100% corrupt. But the very few little corruption things I was involved in was able to spoil all the apples in the bunch. That one little bad apple. That one little bad apple. And two little bad apples, sir. Was able to spoil the whole bunch of good apples in me. I had to get them out. Honestly. And it's only a maturity that get them out. It's only the Christ, the Master, the Father Word that get them out. It's absolutely nothing else is able to do it. So I advise the youths out there now, if you get this little message, read one of the Bibles and get the master word correctly. Get the master word correctly and make proper changes. Because in a man, everything in God change. It's just the corrupt things. After you get out the corrupt, everything else can still. You can ask me, because this is what I do. You see? And I still here to represent, give thanks. The art is music, the art is poetry, the art is sketching, the art is painting, the art is limitless, the art is ongoing, the art want reach into and start to print my own shirts yet. But you know, with a little extra time on hand and energy and everything, I am going to call. We got the images. It's just to actually put them on shirts, and things like that, their clothing. The art limitless, man. The art for we going into some other craft. We little place at the road, we call the Aziza, the little grounds that we want to beautify the art on as far as the gardening and certain flamboyant plants and some veg and fruit and herbs. And when we paint up rocks and get some white cement and show those statues is a lot of things, man. But if the Father decide that he's gonna allow life to continue in my body, these are the things that in my heart that he know that I will pursue. Rather than other things I had in my heart before, that he had to fight me down about and get out of me. And it's true. We gotta acknowledge that there is demons out there. And you gotta know that some of them are very wise to the fact. So you got to know that if you become wise, that you ain't wise with these demons' knowledge. You're wise with only the knowledge of the God that create all things. Not wise with these demons' knowledge. These demons will ride you with our wisdom until it put you out of the picture. And that is the only time you're going to know that it's folly. So I don't want one to end up in the point where it's too late. Or just now. So we are, and thing is, what we leading with life. We got a whole studio. And it's all about art. Local art. Crazy on sale. And we got the paintings. The framings department a little down still right now, but 2 more minutes we can get that all back up and running to frame absolutely any kind of thing that needs to be framed. And yeah, in a little more time we won't be able to set up the place where everybody could come and visit, and we could have lectures and sip and paints and yeah, a little poetry reading, different things. You don't know, we want to set it the big grill so that we could roast and bake and, get those stuff. My aim, long story short, is to block these corruption roads early out and let the youths use the energy and the strength that God gave them to manifest the good works. Because it's plenty good works for everybody to get involved in. So my aim now is to open up the roads that does normally get blocked. Right now in the music and the pictures, these roads are getting blocked. So if I could use music and even certain little videos and things to open up these roads again and let the youth just focus on being talented or being good for certain service, you know, from young ages, you know where you want to become in life and things like that there. You know, wait till you get big on there from young. And the real aim here is to make a contribution of what's right and what's good to the whole of humanity, where we could inspire or even encourage or even enlighten from a we little corner and we little group, right? And simple so. I don't think it's much more that I will request all of it. It's just to see a better good instead of focusing on, you know, them little we go again to them little areas now because we come for them. We come for them that short of the knowledge. Well, we go again to them little areas now and bring them people and share this because this knowledge is wealth. This knowledge of the Father is wealth and it's free. And it's more precious than gold, diamond, silver, pearls, money, house, car, wife, husband, you name it, is more precious than. You could give up on all that you have to worship the knowledge of God. And not only the knowledge of God, God Himself. So upon learning these things, then maturity comes gradually. It comes because these are the things that you know. These are the things that you start to abide by. You start to look around you, own two eyes, you will see that first are you really showing you the truth. And that manner is showing you these things. So in this day and age now, the badness is a short madness. And he who feels it knows it. I have felt it. Spent many years in that kind of lifestyle and thing like that. Then it got some style to it. So you spend most of your time styling though. That's the truth. So you ain't really always fighting. But when a fight come around now, you're representing real hardcore. Like that. Real feel this is though. You understand? Not some boy for sit some proof to everybody else out there that you don't take no folly. You don't know. But the truth of reality is now once you make that statement out there clear and everybody don't know how you stay. You just styling. Just styling from there call it. You don't know about a can around. That's obviously easy. You know how we camp in the ghetto or we can't tough. And right now most of my ghetto or my family in the ghetto don't know how we stay. And don't know well. They even look to me for word, called Father word. I try to give to them, even if I got my own problems. And to this day, I would still say, Father blessing me though. I probably did something right. Because I know that I wasn't supposed to be rewarded for everything that I ever did. I give thanks to the Father that He's merciful and forgiving. And we can make changes and that we still know that we're free from being trapped and doing crap. So turning my life around is all about doing what's correct rather than doing what's wrong. For my life and others, right? There's a warm body of people. Turning my life around means giving myself a second chance at life by God's self. So having a second chance at life, say no more, that is about enough for me to be able to get up and go again, live again, a fresh path and go again. And don't stumble like before in things that they're glittering but wasn't gold. Straight through. Turning my life around simple for these things. And these things mean everything. Could have cut myself away from my family and my people. Rolling around with people that ain't got my best interests at heart and things like that. Right? But still know how to show love. But if they want you to end up involved in other things, like then certain wicked things, then you got love for me, but not complete love. That's how I had to look at it. So then being that was the case, I had to exit.
Look, you have dark, and good and have evil.
Cause there's a different generation, there's a different kind of stereotype generation.
I saw a lot of things at, I would say, trauma.
In the heat of the moment, the adrenaline, I had so much things, I had so much to lose at that time.
Time to change, man. Time to turn around. Time to turn around.